Hello, I'm Faith, and welcome to Faith's Take, where I talk about anything and everything that I find interesting. This is just a quick update video, just to let you guys know what's been happening the last 4-ish months. Just to let you guys kind of know what happened with me and what looks like the rest of my year will be going forward. Not just with the channel, but in real life. Videos are here to stay. Like, wild horses would need to drag me away from this to make me stop this. So I probably used that old saying all wrong. Back in November, the video started slowing down. I'm sure is what you guys noticed. My family was in Florida. We were in Disney World having an absolutely incredible time. I meant to make videos about that because I really wanted to, but I never got to it. Suffice it to say, it was an incredible experience. It was amazing. They always say, oh, go to Disney World when you have little bitty kids and their eyes light up with the characters and stuff. My sisters and I are all between the ages of 14 and 23, 22 when we went, and that was like the most fun we could have imagined. It was amazing. Everyone was super into it. And for us, same thing with Christmas the last couple years. Like, for our family was actually the older the kids got, the better things got. But my video started slowing down a little bit because we were in Disney. We were gone for like 10 days, I think. So, I wasn't able to do as much content. I did a little bit while we were there, not much. But then we got home. And for those of you who haven't seen either the update video I did around Christmas or my Muppet Movies Ranked video, I believe, where I said this, I have anxiety disorder and high-functioning autism. And so I am on anti-anxiety meds. And at first I was on Wellbutrin. And I'd been having issues with anxiety before the trip. And so they upped my medicine. And right when I started taking the upped dosage was once we got home. Was in late November. And all of a sudden, I just fell into depression. I just kind of went numb and I was miserable, especially at work. Like, work felt like it was crushing me. we'll get to that. I was an accounting assistant at a small local commercial contracting company. And things have just been getting worse and worse there anyway. And then with these meds, what we didn't know was my old doctor put me on kind of the wrong meds. They put me ones that were more for depression than anxiety. That's not what I needed. I needed ones more for anxiety. And this current doctor just thought these were the right ones because that's what I'd been taking and it seemed to be fine. But then we upped the dosage, it started causing depression instead of helping it because it's the wrong stuff for the way the chemicals are in my brain. So between late November until early this month, late last month maybe, I was an absolute wreck. Everything just felt empty and sad and miserable, and I hated me. You know, I just hated the way I'm built. And normally, I see enough good things in how I'm built differently, for sure, which is great. This channel wouldn't exist if I wasn't built differently, and I know that. And overall, I really like the fact that I think and feel the way I do most of the time. But when your meds start messing up, that's when you kind of hate it, you know? And so, finally, around Christmas, I went back to the doctor and was like, this is not working. We switched my meds, and I weaned off the other ones, started taking these better ones, and I was slowly feeling a little bit better, not quite as bad as I was, which is good. While my anxiety, thankfully, went down, the depression was kind of lingering, though. Pretty badly, for me. It was so bad when I had the depression, by the way. That's why I wasn't making videos. If you didn't see my other update video back around Christmas Eve-ish, that's why there were so few videos, like none in January, I think, at all, was because, like, I didn't make videos for like 5 or 6 weeks, just because I didn't want to, which was so weird, because videos are usually like my coping mechanism. That's what I love to do. And so that's how I knew this was like full-on real depression for me. And so we go back to the doctor, we explain all these things, he's like, whoa, okay, we're gonna switch these meds out. And now I take something different, I don't remember what it's called, but like I said, the anxiety started going away. The depression was kind of staying pretty heavy, though, for a while, through January. But then finally, about mid-January, I'd had enough at that job. My supervisor was and is a cold, bitter woman. And I hate saying that. I don't like just calling people things like that without justification, but she really would try to dig at people. Not just me, but everyone. She had to be in control. She had to be the only one ever doing her job and the only one ever doing it right, the only one who ever cared about anything. And she was like that to everyone. And so I went in one day, and basically one of my major jobs as an accounting assistant, because there were two of us, two assistants, was gathering all the receipts from everybody and recording them in like our accounting software and having all the physical receipts in this book. And it sounds way easier than it is, because it's no matter how many times you call and email and meet these people face to face in the office building, you will still never get every receipt. You're not going to get every physical receipt. And out of nowhere, in December and January, my supervisor got so furious about the fact that not every single receipt was there, when she knows we have never had every single receipt backed up, like with paper. We've had emails and phone calls and stuff, but she just raked me over the coals. I'm sorry, November, December, and January, because November is when all that junk started, and I was on vacation for 10 days. So I get back and I have this mountain of receipts, and I do my best, and of course it isn't, I'm sure it wasn't the best I'd ever done it, even though I tried really hard, because I was under such a time crunch for our financial month to close out. And she honestly looked at me like she wanted to kill me, like daggers in her eyes, and I'm just like, I've never been perfect. It's like, just tell me what you want me to fix. And so I just don't, I guess what I mean by never been perfect is like, why are you only this mad at me now and not any other time I've made mistakes? You know, you've corrected me, but you've never been this mad. And it just like was really dragging down on me. And so finally it got to mid-January, after going through this 2 months in a row of just all this. And like, I was on the breaking point. I was just like, I live at home, I'm in school, I have my student loans, do I need this job right now? Is what I was like, I don't know. And so I go in right after finally getting the receipt book like 100% right for early January. I worked so ridiculously hard to get that thing correct. And I looked through, if we didn't have the receipt, there was a printed out email, a handwritten note from the person who had lost it, or whatever. We had every single base as covered as we literally could get it. And I walk in. My desk, completely cleared of all papers I'd been working on. And like, I'm not the tidiest person, and I know that. But to come in and just take everything I was working on, I couldn't believe it. My mom and I actually worked at the same place. She's actually quitting too. She'll be out of there in like next month, I think, which is fantastic. But we work at the same place, and so I text her from my desk to hers, and I tell her what happened, and I was like, Mom, I think today's the day I'm quitting. I can't do this anymore. And she was like, good, do it. So, you know, I go to our boss, like the owner of the company, and tell her, and she was like, that's totally cool. She knew about the issues I'd been having and was totally cool with it and totally understood, which is great. She was always so kind. Our boss, it was actually a married couple who runs this company. They were so kind and understanding, and they actually have issues in their family with anxiety disorder and stuff like that too, so they were super kind about it. But then I go and tell my supervisor, literally no reaction, and I'd been there over 2 years. No reaction, just like, okay. And I was like, all right. And like, not that I wanted her to even be like sad or mad about it, but like anything, any kind of emotion at all. And it was like a robot. And I'm like, all right. So then that very day we packed up my stuff and we left, and they didn't have any work for me to do, really. I think I came in for one more shift after that, even though I put in my 2 weeks, and they didn't need me again, so I just didn't go back. So I haven't had a job in over a month. And it's like, but I'll tell you this much, guys. My depression has dissipated in the last month. And I think it's all because I quit that job. The anxiety, like I said, was already kind of leaving for those first couple weeks of the new meds. But when the depression finally lifted was after I quit that job. And as weird as it sounds, other people's emotions and attitudes really do affect me a lot. They really either weigh down on me if it's bad or lift me up if it's good. So to be with her, and most people in that building weren't the happiest, brightest people, you know, they weren't like rays of sunshine or anything, but it was just dragging me down so much. Like, my spirit just felt heavy. I just felt terrible all the time. And it seeped into every day of my life, even though I was only part-time. Like, that's how terrible it was. And I would just, this has never happened to me before. Even on my worst days, anxiety-wise, I had an anxiety attack because I had to go to work. I think it was like either a Saturday or Sunday night, and I had an anxiety attack about having to go to work on Monday. That's how bad it got. And I told my mom, and I was like, this isn't normal, even for me, this is not good. And so it is a million times better that I'm away from that place. But the scary thing is, I have no clue what I'm doing now with anything in my life. I'm gonna graduate in June, which is great. I'm gonna have a degree in accounting, which I hate. And I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I don't know. I know that I hate working in an office, and I've had, like, every single person in my life has said, well, you know you didn't like working in that office. What about other offices? No. It's not just the office environment, as in, like, the people that were there. It was just, even if you took those people out, put new people in, I didn't like the way an office worked. I didn't like the job itself. I didn't like accounting. I didn't like working on accounting software. I didn't like the numbers that I thought I would like. I didn't like anything about it. I preferred working at a movie theater like I did before that. That was my job for 3 years before I got this past job. And it's like, I never thought I would say this, being the introvert that I am, but I miss having customers, you know? And so, as much of a step backwards as it seems, I'm considering getting more of an entry-level job like that again. Ow. I'm not crying, my eye just itches. But, because I was much better there. I never had anxiety attacks while going to that job. I never was bored out of my brain with absolutely nothing to do at that job. Even when we were incredibly slow, it was still had people to talk to. It was just better, and I think it was better for me than just sitting at a desk punching in numbers. That's the thing that I think I need to make clear when I say that. When people are like, well, it was just that job. I'm like, no, any job anywhere similar to this, I think, will be a similar result for me, because my brain is just wired to need to be busy and have situations that are familiar but always changing, if that makes any sense. Like, at a movie theater, you're always going to get different customers, you're going to always have different movies playing, you'll always have different shifts with different people, things keep moving. But in an office building, you're just plugging in these numbers and you're just doing the same stuff over and over, and I hated it. And I hated it even before all this craziness happened. I just didn't like the job itself, regardless of the environment. But my tentative plans at this point are finish school in June. I'll have 6 months. I think I have 6 months before my student loan things start happening. By the way, I have the most generous parents. I mean, I've lived at home through school. I decided that what I'm gonna do is something that's probably not that smart, but I'm gonna do it anyway, which is, I'm going to finish school, get that stinking degree in late June. I hate saying this though, stay out of work for a couple months. I hate that. For just a couple months, and go on an adventure in September. I know that sounds ridiculous and so corny. It's corny as all heck, but I really want to go back to Disney. That was the last time I was happy until this month. It's like that was the last place I was happy until these last couple weeks, where I felt so much better. Like, it's ridiculous, which is fantastic. My entire family noticed and was like, you've been so much better, you're engaging with us, you're watching things and talking with us, and it's so much better than it was, and I can feel it and they can too, which is great. But I'm gonna go on a solo trip to Disney in September. I never thought of myself as that kid who I'm gonna get out of college, I'm gonna travel a little bit, but that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing. It's like in the movies, but but hey, I mean, I guess for me, something in the movies makes total sense. So, my tentative plan, I'm gonna graduate. I'm gonna make a ton of videos while I'm just finishing school, because this is outside of school. This is the only commitment I have, and it's a commitment I give myself. So I'm gonna finish school and make a ton of videos. Leave suggestions for videos. That would be really fun. Even if it's series I already work on or something, if it's something completely new, leave me suggestions. But I'm gonna do all that. I'm gonna just make a ton of videos through the summer, I guess, and in September, I think I'm gonna go to Disney World by myself and have a really cool adventure down there. And I don't think I'll be doing one of the RiffTrax shows this year. If you missed the video I just made about the Kickstarter being disappointing, the schedule doesn't really work for me to have. If it had been in December, I could have had, if I got a job in late summer, early fall, I could have had some money for that, but it doesn't. When it comes to getting to Orlando, I'm just gonna fly, which will be my first time on a plane also, which is like, man, I'm trying a lot of new things if I do, or when I do this, not if, when. So, and I don't know what I'm doing after that. Like, I'll get home after the trip, and I'll get a job. I don't know what or where. Unless a major opportunity comes to me before then I'll definitely look into that for sure, but I haven't had anything as of yet. I'll keep my eyes and ears open. But for now, it's videos in school, videos through summer, Disney World in September, blank slate for literally the rest of my life. So we'll see. Videos will continue, by the way. That videos, and who knows what the rest of my life will be. So I just want to let you guys know what was going on. That unfortunately I probably won't be doing a RiffTrax show this year, and I feel really bad about that. But that I'm gonna take the money I do have and go to Disney. So that I'm feeling just so much better now than I have been. Basically, when I had my first video come up, the last RiffTrax video I did, the RiffTrax Shorts video, that was when I had really finally started feeling better. I like immediately cranked that video out, and then since then I've been better. And so I wanted to thank all you guys for being loyal, staying subscribed, messaging me, asking if I was okay. You guys have been fantastic. My Patreon supporters for all staying on when no content was coming out, which is amazing. Because I wouldn't blame any of you for leaving at any time. And like I said, despite the fact that I don't have a job, even if I made absolutely no Patreon money, it's like the videos would still come out just as normal as ever. If any of you ever thought about donating, now's a good time to look at the page, check it out, just to see. But, and also if you have suggestions for rewards you would like, or things, like if something's way too expensive and you just thought, hey, if this was a little cheaper, I would donate, let me know that kind of stuff. That would be great. But do not feel obligated, as I've always said. Never feel obligated. Videos will come out regardless. It's just a really awesome thing you could do, but you're awesome either way, so, but I just wanted you guys to know I'm feeling better, and I'm gonna completely go out of my shell, out of my box, and go on a huge, awesome Disney adventure soon, as, like, basically my last big thing I do before I'm, like, in the real world. I thought this last job was where I started in the real world, but apparently it wasn't. So, after school, we're gonna have a summer off and adventure, and I'll do a ton of vlog stuff there, because I'll be by myself anyway, and you guys will go with me. That's gonna be the fun thing. You guys will be with me at Disney, which is gonna be awesome. And, yeah, I think that's about it. I never, even 4 months ago, before all this craziness started, never would have guessed in a million years this is how things would look right now. But it does, and I'm gonna make the best of it as it is, and I'm gonna make my own luck and adventures, and I'm gonna take it as a blessing. My aunt said, because I said I'm 23, and I don't have a job, and I'm graduating school with no future prospects. That's not normal. And, well, first off, my sister Maddie was like, since when is normal the best thing? And I'm just like, that's true. And my aunt said, think of it as like a sabbatical that most kids your age don't get. So I'm just like, I'm gonna enjoy this and I'm gonna make the best of it, and I'm not gonna let my anxiety get the better of me, and I'm just gonna ride this crazy wave out. So, and I hope you guys will all come along on this ride with me. Like I said, also leave suggestions for fun videos and stuff you'd like to see. So yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for listening to this rambling story of my last 4 months. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys later.